Hi, this is Alexiel Chapman. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This month on my channel, I'm going to be talking about growth and the different pillars of growth for this channel. That tagline was it's pretty much word for word the tagline for my biggest growth inspiration that I've mentioned a lot on this channel, and she was featured in my top 10 of 2025 YouTubers to check out for self-mastery. And if you want to check that out, there's a link to that in the description. I won't tell you which one she is, but I'm sure you can assume, since she is one of my top favorite content creators. She specializes in mental health, specifically attachment theory, which is very much related to mental health. Your attachment style, which is what attachment theory talks about. When you're a child, basically, you develop an attachment style with your caregiver, and that conditions your mental health, so to speak. You know, it's not a mental health condition. Your attachment style is not a mental health condition, but it is a condition to your mental health. There are 4 attachment styles. One, the attachment style we want to have is a secure attachment style. That is a healed person's attachment style. The others are insecure. You have fearful, avoidant, and you have anxious. And you have a disorganized, which are a combination of anxious and avoidant. Secure is, and if I could give some examples, an insecure attachment style, it almost makes sense to the word. If you have an insecure attachment style, you're insecure. Like when someone messages you, if you message someone, that is, and they don't message you back immediately, or it takes them a while, you're immediately in your head wondering if that person likes you or not. You're wondering if, why that person's ignoring you. That would be insecure attachment style. And so basically, like, how you react to that, if your friend is like messages you back after a while and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you, or something like that, and your response is, oh, I didn't even care, I didn't even notice that you didn't message me back. That's being avoidant of your feeling about the situation, like being avoidant of your attachment, avoidant of the feeling. Whereas an anxious person is usually the kind of person who will like blow up on you, get mad at you if you don't message them back. They're the kind of person that will like blow you up 50 times. So we all know these people in our lives. Obviously, these kinds of reactions are also tied to mental health conditions. But the mental health conditions, it's like your attachment style underlies whatever your mental health condition is. Say you have PTSD, and because of your PTSD, say your PTSD was because your girlfriend cheated on you with a bunch of people a bunch of times or something. Now, because of that, your attachment style, maybe it's not even because of that, maybe you had this attachment style before she cheated on you, but as your attachment style pertains to relationships, you are insecure in relationships because of that experience. And it may be PTSD as the condition that it has given you or caused you, but the underlying attachment style to that condition would be an anxious attachment style. A secure attachment style, basically, when the person, you message a person, they don't message you back. You basically, people are busy, people have lives, maybe they lost their phone, maybe they don't like you. If the person doesn't like you, it's not the end of the world if someone doesn't message you back for whatever reason it is. Like when you reach this secure attachment, you really aren't attached to the outcome, or if you like the person a lot, it doesn't mean you're completely impervious to being hurt by people, but you're not willing to sacrifice yourself to keep someone in a relationship that is not willing to respect you. All this being said, Heidi Priebe, she does an amazing job. A lot of people talk about attachment styles, and if you like this information so far, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Also, like and subscribe to Heidi Priebe's channel. I'm about to get into what makes her very special. Throughout my YouTube journey, I went through a breakup, a pretty serious breakup 4 years ago. If you follow me and know me personally, you know that. And it sent me through a depression spiral. And I don't really have a huge support group. Like, I'm pretty much completely disconnected from everyone in my family. I have one really close friend that I can talk to about all of this stuff, but you know, obviously she's an adult with she's pretty busy. So basically, I dealt with all of this alone. I didn't have a mom, a brother, or sister. I sat alone in a room and watched Rick and Morty and drank alcohol for the first very long time. And then when it came to trying to heal, it was very difficult for me to actually figure out how to heal, because I had been on this journey for so long. I had been on the mental health journey since I was 7 years old. I had been diagnosed with ADHD because my mother, was putting me through the system so she could get a check. So I was in constant contact with therapists. I was having medications tried out on me from a very young age. I was also deeply into religion, and tried multiple religious modalities. So not only, I basically tried everything. And I've been on a psychedelic path for 20 years, which is famously a thing, a last resort thing for the kind of PTSD that I have. The psychedelics helped tremendously, but none of those things helped as much as Heidi Priebe's channel. I knew about attachment theory. I had heard of it. I had studied it. But just knowing is half the battle. But what about the rest of the battle? Heidi Priebe is first off an amazing writer and an amazing presenter. It's not just the information she has. She's an amazing human being, and she makes the content relatable. She's not just telling you what your problem is and how to fix it. She's giving you real examples of how she did it, because she did this herself. And she even states in her videos that what got her into attachment theory was trying to heal these things in herself. And that's basically what got me into this too, how I discovered Heidi Priebe and all these other mental health YouTubers. That got me really that got me to decide to choose to pursue mental health as a career. And so Heidi Priebe, I've watched so many of her videos, and I made this video because it happened to be a very special time. I'm going to talk about this fully in a video coming up, but I took a little break from my channel, and it was because I went through a very difficult separation with a very close friend that I loved very dearly. And Heidi Priebe's videos last month were about resilience and emotional resilience, and she put out a video about distress tolerance, which, and this is the thing that I really love about Heidi Priebe. She explains fully how to go into an emotion from a safe place, experience that emotion, let that emotion run through you, and then, and have that in a safe place, feel that emotion and then be able to come out of it. And you just have a special place for that grief. The reason I took a break from my channel is because the first few videos I made after this friend left me were so angry, and I really didn't want to taint the channel with that, and the memory of this person is so special to me. I didn't really want to, the videos I recorded, I didn't want to post them here. And I took the time to deal with my grief, and it was a very difficult process. And it was like in the nick of time. Heidi Priebe came out with this video about distress tolerance, and she even mentioned she had an anecdote in that video about a friend that she had lost and the impact that it had on her attachments with other people. Because the thing about your attachment style is when you have a secure attachment style, and it enables you to show up as your true authentic self everywhere all the time, without worrying about what the result may be. As long as you're not a cannibal. I'm not telling you to go, obviously not crazy unhealthy stuff, but showing up in relationships as your true self, expressing your actual needs and your actual desires instead of people pleasing or shutting down whenever you feel intense emotions in a situation. Or there's a lot to talk about this. Obviously, Heidi Priebe has dedicated her whole channel to it. I'm not going to be able to cram this into one video, and that is why I'm making a video about her. You really need, if you're dealing with anything like this, I strongly suggest her channel more than anything in the universe. And anyway, going through the distress tolerance video, it made me realize I have a very special place in my heart for Heidi Priebe. And I was trying to remember what the first video I saw about Heidi Priebe was. And the first video I saw about Heidi Priebe was about navigating the dark night of the soul. And it was just 1 year ago that video came out. And since then, I had been watching so many of her videos and working on so many parts of myself, learning so many different techniques to apply to myself, my self-relationship, my relationship with myself, as well as my relationship with other people, learning how to process emotions in healthy ways and how to communicate my needs and enforce boundaries. It's changed my whole life, to the extent that I would not be this person right now, talking to you right now about this, if it weren't for Heidi Priebe. I wouldn't have reached this level of healing. I was abandoned by multiple therapists. I'm on a therapist waiting list now. In all that time trying to get into therapy and waiting for a new therapist, I've been able to do this work through YouTube, and that's why YouTube is so important to me, and why this is the first video I'm making in my new phase of my channel. And so Heidi Priebe is basically my hero and one of the most important people to why I've created this. So strongly suggest you check her out, and check out my other video which she's featured in with 10 other amazing YouTubers. I'm putting a link in the description and in the end card. And as always, stay mindful.